You know what they say, what happens in Vegas? Better stay in Vegas, because that was god-awful.
Yeah. Woohoo! Hey, we are in a snow week. Yeah. Can't get any better.
Hello and welcome to Hawks Recap. We are 10 games into this 82-game season, and the Hawks have just wasted an opportunity. They lose tonight in their inaugural game against the expansion franchise Vegas Golden Knights in Vegas, and pretty much wasted everyone's time who ended up staying up to watch this late game. After losing Marc-Andre Fleury and Malcolm Subban to injuries, the Vegas Golden Knights are down to their third string, essentially AHL goaltender, and the Hawks, instead of taking advantage of it, decide to put up an AHL effort against them. Now, if you look at the stats, it shows that the Hawks got 31 shots on goal to the Golden Knights 33. If you watch the game, I'm curious to know what you think of that number. Does it surprise you? Because it surprises me. I feel like they may have gotten 10 legitimate shots, and the scorekeeper may have given them the other 21 just for giggles. Now, the game didn't start off too terribly. I mean, it didn't start off great because the Hawks had an early penalty kill. But Taze and Hayden forecheck pretty aggressively on it, force Vegas to commit a turnover in their own zone. Hayden takes the puck, and first shot on goal, shorthanded, squeaks it by Dansk, and the Hawks go up 1-0 less than 4 minutes into this game. This kid's making his first NHL start, and we get our first goal on our first shot against him. He's got to be rattled. We're going to be in his head because now he knows that even if they're on the power play, he's not safe. 20 seconds later, same penalty kill for the Hawks. William Karlsson shoots the puck from the point. It hits something. It deflects somewhere. I don't know who or what it hits off of. It's really hard to tell, and the replays and the broadcast never really go over it or dig into it too closely, and it turns out to be Karlsson's goal anyhow. But it gets by Crawford, who really didn't have a chance to do anything with it or save it because it deflects right in front of him. You're just kind of at the mercy of that. And this game is tied up 1-1. Our penalty kill units have been pretty good so far, pretty clean, and you kind of have to give them a pass on this one, mostly because, well, it gets deflected in front. It's always tough. But also they scored a shorty on the same one, so it's kind of a draw. But 2 minutes later, Vegas has the puck going up the right side. England just puts a shot on net. Not really a dangerous shot, not really from a great place, kind of from the half boards. Hits Crawford in the shoulder. Puck takes a bounce and hops over behind Crawford. Crawford tries to reach back and save it. No sec. Crashes hard. He pots the puck into the net. And just like that, Vegas has turned a 1-goal deficit into a 1-goal lead. Crawford, I know the other goalie's AHL quality, but that doesn't mean you have to play like it too, okay? You have to save that. And honestly, I know you saved that 99 times out of 100, but this can't be that one time. That goal sucked. There's not really much to say about the rest of the period because, honestly, that kind of sucked too. Vegas was flying around. They were trapping the Hawks just like the Preds did in the playoffs last year. I blame James Neal for this. They were winning board battles. Hawks couldn't really do anything. All of their rushes, all of their passing was completely telegraphed and predictable, and Vegas jumped on it. And honestly, I'm surprised Vegas didn't score more goals in that first period. The good news, though, is even though the Hawks played like poop, and Vegas looked really good, this has kind of been the MO for Vegas so far this year. Is they've started off strong, and then they've kind of started to tail off as the games went on, and then eventually in the third period, they'd struggle a bit. And with a third-string goalie in net, we got to be thinking we're going to have our chances, we're going to have our opportunities later in this game. Second period begins, and the Hawks look a little bit better. It does help that the Hawks get a power play 13 seconds in, and honestly, they looked pretty darn good during that power play. They had some really good chances, but they just couldn't put the puck in the net. And we've seen this plenty of times already this season where we'll have some really good looks and opportunities on our power play, but you got to score on the power play. Otherwise, it doesn't really mean anything. The Hawks would get another power play around the midway mark of that second period, But this power play looks pretty much the exact opposite of that first. In fact, I don't even know if the Hawks really even got in the zone cleanly. In fact, the Vegas Golden Knights had 2 golden opportunities to score shorthanded goals on that, and somehow they didn't. A little less than 6 minutes left in the second period. McNabb hits Schmaltz pretty hard along the boards. Hartman goes after McNabb and kind of does some dumb things. He gets 2 2-minute minors for slashing and roughing, so a 4-minute minor that the Hawks have to kill off now. Hearts better thank his PKers because once again, they came up big. Kids, take notice of this penalty kill because this was textbook. This was a 4-minute penalty kill that you had to have, and they did it in a way that I don't even think Vegas got a single shot off. It was textbook. It was fantastic. And it really could have been and should have been a turning point in this game. I should clarify because it should have been a turning point for the Hawks here, but instead it's a wasted effort because right as the PK ends, Schmaltz, along with the rest of the team, get caught puck watching, Schmaltz in particular here, because he leaves his guy all alone in the slot. Puck gets to him, Crawford has no chance, and Vegas goes up 3-1. And after such a great PK effort, the momentum that should have come to the Hawks has been stolen and given to the Knights. That goal was pretty much a backbreaker in this game. It's a goal that comes less than 2 minutes left in that second period, and instead of going into the second intermission with a huge penalty kill and momentum from that, you're now down by 2 goals. Thankfully, as we've said before, the Golden Knights haven't really been the greatest third period team. So even though we've played pretty poorly this game, we still somehow have a shot down 2 goals, especially if we can score a goal early in this third period. Our best opportunity came at about 8 minutes into this third period. Sharp blocks a shot at the point. Anisimov gets the puck up to him. Sharp has a breakaway all alone in on an AHL quality goaltender. He decides to shoot 5-hole. Good idea. 5-hole's usually open on breakaways, especially if you can get the goalie to move one way or the other and open it up. The hole was there. The opening was there. Sharp shoots it. He missed it. Sharp basically shot it right into his pads. Dance didn't really close that 5-hole up all that well. Sharp pretty much just missed his shot. About 4 minutes after that, Vegas goes on the power play and they take advantage. Marshall scores from the dot on the left side up over Crawford's blocker side. Crawford really, I mean, that's a tough one to save. That's a snipe right there. But what really gets me is how much time Vegas had on their power play. And it's a product probably of a couple things. Our PK wasn't all that aggressive on that one. But Vegas runs an umbrella power play, the same type of power play that the Hawks do. But Vegas had pretty much all the time in the world. Meanwhile, whenever the Hawks run the umbrella, it seems like they're just rushing everything and they just don't have time and space, especially like what Vegas or other teams who run the umbrella seem to have. It's confusing, and it's obviously one of the reasons our power play is not doing too hot. We're somehow just not running the umbrella as effectively as we really should. And then we see it from other teams, and it's like, why can't we have this? Anyhow, Vegas goes up 4-1. Kane would get a garbage time goal later on to make it 4-2. We get some more garbage time shots and opportunities, which maybe that's where the other 21 shots came into account from the scorekeepers. But we give this kid who's making his first career NHL start, not only do we give him a win, we pretty much give him a very comfortable win. But credit Vegas. They played great. They played very well. They looked fast. They won puck battles. They won board battles. They were hard checking, hard hitting. They were sound defensively. There's a reason why they're 7-1 through 8 games right now. Teams have plenty of tape on them, and they're still winning. This is a special group right now, it seems like. This is a team that has a bunch of cast-offs that seem to have chips on their shoulders. A lot of times we think of this Vegas Golden Knights team as a bunch of third and fourth liners, but they have guys like James Neal and Cody Eakin who are not third or fourth line guys. They have some talent on this team, and their young guys are obviously stepping up too. But even their coach is a guy with a chip on his shoulder. He's a guy who got fired after a 103-point season in Florida. Now, Vegas has started off strong. And they've kind of had this MO that they've started off strong in games and kind of worn out or not done so well in the third period, later parts of the game. Will that happen for this season? Can they survive playing like this and doing this well for all 82 games or through an 82-game season? A lot of people's hearts say yes. My gut says no. I still don't think they're going to be making the playoffs. But right now, they look really good, and they're taking advantage of it. Meanwhile, on the flip side for the Hawks, they are 5-3-2 through 10 games, which is about the same record they had last year at this time. Now, this time last year, they were also kind of right at the beginning of a 7-game win streak. Will they do that again this year? I kind of doubt it. But, to be fair, I didn't really think they were going to do that last year either. So, who knows? This team could take this loss as motivation, as fuel to the fire. You kind of think they should with the way they played. But Nashville's coming up next on the schedule. That's going to be the start of a back-to-back against them and Colorado. 2 divisional games. Pretty important games, and games that we can look as stepping stones to improve. We've already beaten Nashville this year at the United Center. This next game is at the United Center as well. Last time we beat them in overtime. If we're going to do that again, we're going to have to play much better than we did in this game. Let me know, out of all the things you saw or heard that were bad in this game from the Hawks, what most do you want to see improved in the game against Nashville? With that, thanks so much for watching this episode of Hawks Recap. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe, do what you got to do those YouTube-y things. But most importantly, stay safe, make good decisions. It's 1 a.m. right now. I'm going to edit, I'm going to upload this, and I'm going to try and get some sleep before work here, and I'll see you next time.